Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host, Patt Sun, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/ProRevenge, where OP absolutely destroys his cheating ex's new relationship. Posted by Reddit user Panda6969420. So this revenge story happened a few months ago, and I'm too scared to tell any of my friends because I don't know how they will view me afterwards. I don't know if this belongs here or petty revenge, but I hope you guys enjoy. Now let's go back in time to a little over 2 years ago. I was moving states for school, but my ex got a full-ride scholarship at a local state university. We agreed to try and make long-distance work. 2 weeks after I leave, I have an anxiety attack and I call my ex. During the conversation, I feel like she's being distant, but she convinces me that it's just the anxiety, and I don't get to sleep until 3 a.m. The next morning, ex calls me crying to tell me that she cheated, but she feels absolutely terrible and it didn't mean anything. I eventually caved, did the stupid thing, and gave her another chance. The next few months were hell, to be honest. I spent every waking moment feeling anxious and paranoid. I was checking her social media constantly. I was constantly texting her, and all this anxiety made it hard to focus on my schoolwork. On top of everything, she had convinced me that it was my fault for her cheating, putting the blame on me, my depression, and my anxiety. I wasn't allowed to talk to any females because she'd get overly jealous, going as far as to forcing me to isolate myself. Eventually, my paranoia and anxiety caused her to break up with me on Valentine's Day. At the end of the term, I got dismissed from my university for unrelated health reasons, and I'm left homeless until a few weeks after spring break. Over the course of several more months, she strung me along while I was such an emotionally vulnerable state because I had to get multiple surgeries before I can return to school. I'd also like to mention that I have and still struggle with ADHD, depression, and anxiety all my life, so I wasn't feeling like I hit rock bottom and such an absolute failure. It's kind of hard to let go of this kind of pain, and I have bottled it up for a very long time. I go through the motions of borderline alcoholism, sleeping around, all around risky behavior, but who hasn't? Let's fast forward about 18 months or around last November. It took so long and so much counseling, but I finally managed to a point where I could function normally. My ex tries texting me and I felt myself regress back to the moment after I got dumped. I'm trying to be cordial. I try not to let my emotions interfere with how I conduct myself. But this Grinch has me seething in rage. She doesn't seem to feel guilty about what she's done to me, but I bite my tongue and ask to platonically hang out when I fly home for the holidays. Of course, she agrees. But I hatch a plan to just make her pay for putting me through such a torturous period in my life. Several weeks pass and we finally hang out. Now, I make a mental note not to intentionally flirt or make the first move. This is important to me on a moral standpoint, but I'll explain later. A few minutes turn into a couple of hours. We were walking around the mall and it came to the time for me to drop her off home. By this time, I found out that she's still with the guy she cheated on me with, but I managed to keep my cool. I park outside and she invites me up to her place since her parents aren't home. We walk into an empty elevator and as soon as the door closes, she instantly starts making out with me. We get to her apartment and we did the dirty. In the middle of it, I decided to use her phone to take pictures and videos. Afterwards, I tell her that I'm going to take a short nap, and she does the same. After confirming that she's out, I take this chance to send the pictures and videos to her boyfriend from her phone. I proceeded to block her and her boyfriend on all social media and both of their numbers before quietly getting dressed and leaving. I'd like to point out the importance of not making the first move because I didn't want to take the blame of seducing her. I wanted to make sure that it was her decision to cheat and that I wasn't completely responsible for her cheating. I don't feel bad about the probability of ruining that relationship because I now know for sure that she would have cheated on him with someone else if it hadn't been me. I don't even feel remotely bad for this other guy. He probably knew that she cheated on me with him. I haven't talked to either of them or our old friend group since then, but I've heard that she's been attempting to sleep with my childhood friends. I couldn't care less if they did. I just wouldn't wish for even my worst enemies to be in a relationship with her. Alright, while I am glad that your ex finally got what she deserves and was exposed for her shitty behavior, but the method that you used to get revenge could come back to bite you in the ass in the future. Let me explain. Based on what you posted, you said that you used her phone to film you guys doing the nasty. You also said that her phone needed her fingerprint so it can be unlocked. So, it's safe to assume that she was aware and willingly let you film her doing the nasty. We're safe there. Unfortunately, this is where it gets sketchy in my opinion. You've sent naked pictures and videos of your ex to another person without her consent. Now, I am not a lawyer, but I am pretty sure that's illegal, OP. Knowing how unfair the courts are to us guys, I suggest that you talk to an actual lawyer to know what you can do to protect yourself, just in case that she comes after you legally. To anyone listening to this video who has more in-depth knowledge about this topic, can you let us know in the comments down below so we can be better informed, just in case that we land in a similar situation? It would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, make sure to subscribe to Patt Sun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.